All right, we're going to do our landscape activity, art activity using lines. I'm going to go over the different types of lines real quick. You should have watched my other videos first so that you have an idea about what I'm talking about. That would be the types of line song and the little picture book that was very short and sweet. So we have straight lines. And they could be horizontal, vertical, diagonal, left or right. You got wavy lines, bumpy lines, zigzag, spiral, castle, loopy, dashed or broken lines. Sometimes they call them broken. Dotted lines. I made up this line. You see if you can't make up your own type of line using a pattern. This is a wave line. I will show you on the back how to do this one in just a moment. You can even do combination lines where you take two different types of lines like zigzag, straight, or broken dot, and you can make a combination. Technically, some of these might be considered combination as well because you repeated a pattern to create them. I'm going to flip this one over and show you how to do the wave lines. A lot of my students like to learn that one. All you have to do is draw the letter C across the paper. And what you're going to do is you're going to start on one end and you're going to take the top of that C and hit the end of the paper. So all you're doing is going from the bottom of the C to the top of the next C. And you just repeat that pattern over and over. And you have waves like the ocean. Okay, so let's talk about your landscape activity. You have a choice. You can do portrait position or you can do landscape position. You can also use a combination of markers, skinny markers, and crayons or colored pencils. I'm not going to get my colored pencils out for this demonstration, but you're more than welcome to use them. You definitely want to have it completely colored. If you don't have colors, it's okay. When you do get the chance to have colors, it's always nice to finish your artwork. All right. So the first thing you need to do is you need to kind of draw out your background, your middle ground, and your foreground. So you got the background, which is furthest away. The middle ground is which is kind of like away from you, and the foreground is going to be what's closest to you. You could do a mountain landscape, an ocean landscape. You could do like a hilly landscape, so maybe not mountain, maybe not, just a flat land. You could do like maybe like you're going to the west of the United States and you could do some plateaus and things like that, like you would see in Arizona and things like that. You could even do an outer space landscape. It's not really considered a landscape, but it's outer space, and we got things that are close, middle, and far away, so we're just going to say that it's landscape. So I think I am going to do a mixture of mountains and hills. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the background. And I'm going to do some zigzags, some short and small, and some that are great and tall. I think I will have a moon for my picture instead of a sun. I like to do crescent moons. If you want to do a crescent moon, you draw the letter C and then draw a little C, making sure that the little and the big C touch, and that's a crescent moon. Then I'm going to draw my middle ground and I'm going to have some hills. So I did 3 and 2. And then I'm going to do a straight line. Now I think I'm going to add a tree. So what I'll have to do is I'll have to erase my line here. So I'm going to draw a straight line where I want my tree. And I'm going to erase the area around it because I'm going to show you, I'm not going to really do a realistic tree. I'm going to draw an oval. And inside the tree, I'm going to draw some, I'm not going to go to the top. I think I'm going to draw some dots to make it look like branches. And over here, I think I'm going to do some bushes. And in the bushes, I think I'm going to do some swirls. Not swirls, these are spirals, I'm sorry. I mean, you can call them swirls, but the correct name for them is spirals. Okay, and then I have my foreground. In the foreground, I could leave it as grass, or I can do different things like that, but I'm not there yet. So these are going to be mountains, maybe summer mountains, because I don't have a bunch of snow. I can even go ahead and make my big mountains come down and make the small one look like they're actually far away. So what you're going to do with the whole different types of lines, I mean, I could even draw cloud. So what you're going to do with these lines are, as you could already tell in here, I already started creating different types of lines. That is black. I don't want black. I want green. So you can take your green with your skinny markers and you can trace your pencil lines. I always trace my pencil lines because if I make a mistake, I can correct it. You really don't want to have to start over. That takes up a lot of your time, and I know you'll have a bunch of other things that you have to do throughout the week. So you just want to kind of practice doing your lines and enjoy what you're doing. So I'm going to go ahead and do my tree as well. Okay. And for my heels, I can pick a different color green if I have it. And let's see. I guess I'll do this green. This is a light green, I think. Let's see. No, it's the same green. What I could do is I could use a crayon or a color pencil to make other types of lines inside of my heels. So I think what I'll do is I might take this teal that I have. And in my heels, I could do some bumpy lines. I can make up my own combination lines as well. What I think I might do for this is actually do straight lines going all the way across for the back one. So that it looks like my heels are kind of rolling across. And I could take my yellow and I could put yellow on top of that teal and it turns it a little green. So you see how you're going to use different types of lines. Now, if you think you can just do your types of lines without a pencil like I just did, that is up to you. If you feel like you're going to make mistakes and you want to be careful, you can also take your time with that. I'm going to take my green and I'm just going to color in my tree. And my bushes. color pencils will probably be really, really nice with this. It's just that they're skinnier lines with your color pencils, so it's going to take a little bit longer to do. I'm going to go ahead and do some little bit of green just to kind of help it. Then I'm going to take my actual marker, and I think I'm going to do the lines again, but these are closer up, and that is why I'm choosing to do a marker instead of a crayon. But it's up to you. You get to be creative with this. It's your picture. And then I'm going to do my straight line going across. And then I'm going to take my green, and I'm going to color it. You can also take the yellow on this one and layer. We'll see what that looks like. I'm just trying to hurry up through this demonstration so that you can get to coloring as well. So you can also layer colors. I can take my blue and I can make my tree more of a darker green. Same thing with the bushes. Okay. So up here in the front, if I still want it to be grass, I would need to do a different type of pattern. And what I could do is I could even take blue and do a combination. And I can make these small and make them bigger as they get closer to me. And then I can just do them real big. And I can just color it in green and then layer with blue. And I would have, where'd my green go? Here's my green. Now, if you open up the written directions that I've given y'all using the Art Caddy, you'll see some other examples that I found as well. Okay, so I would just finish the background here and my mountains that are in the background. See, I think I want to use gray. Well, not see gray. I have this. This might be gray. So I could do zigzag, even though it's not snowy. I could do zigzag. And kind of think about your landscape. I mean, if you did the ocean, maybe you could do more wavy. I don't know. Do outer space, maybe more spiral. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my black crayon, if I can find it. Don't see my black, but that's okay. Well, this is black. It just looked brown to me. So I could do this one a little light, so it's kind of gray, and I can do this one a little bit darker because it's further away. Plus it is nighttime, so I could also go back and take more of my greens and layer. Get some of that yellow out if I wanted to. You can go back and add more yellow into this one. It's up to y'all. Then I have my other mountains up here. I think I'm going to do these more in a triangle. Do like a big V shape. Well, it's still zigzag, but and I'm going to trace the top line with my pencil. Okay, if you mess up, just kind of correct your mistake a little bit. I mean, you could make it look like shadow and just do the other side that way too. That's a good way to fix it. I'm going to take my black and do that. I'm going to make it look like a shadow. I'm going to take my black marker, go back over my zigzag a little bit so it shows up. So you might have to make a few changes, a few corrections based off, you know, how you color, what you do. I'm just going to lightly put these in. You can even do a pattern if you wanted to, of dark and light in between your other designs. Like I said, I'm just trying to make this easy for your demonstration. If you want to add a whole lot more color, a lot more design, go for it. Okay, and so then I have the actual background to do. And I can color in the back solid, or I can also do some other lines like that. The only thing I'm going to touch up on right now before we finish here is the clouds and the moon, so we can get done. I'm going to take this light blue and outline my moon. And I think I'm going to draw a bunch of like circles in the moon, and then I'm going to, it kind of makes me think of the cheese, the circles that are cut out of the moon sometimes. And color it gray to darken it up a little bit. Then I have my clouds, which I could do a dark blue. I could take my skinny marker and do some more rainbow lines inside. So, not exactly what I had in mind, but I didn't want to take up all your art time today. So that is kind of how you would do it: background, middle ground, foreground, and kind of work your way in between. Try to make things that are further back maybe a little bit darker, a little bit smaller if it's real far away. Up front, the stuff closer to you will probably be bigger. So think about that. All right, that's called foreshadowing. All right, that is your activity today. Make sure you write your first name and last name somewhere on your paper. First and last name. At school we did the back because if we're hung up on the wall, we didn't, oops, I said name. I was going to write first and last. That's what happened. First name and last name. Not bad, but you get the point. Anyways, make sure you sign your paper. Don't forget to take a picture of it and upload it. All right. I will see y'all later.